So I was there, and I had to have mission. The first mission was to hijack a plane, and this I never heard about hijacking, never. In our terminology, we have struggle, we have fights, we have to, could be in prisons. But this terminology was very new to my mind. And okay, when I was trained, then PFLP from the beginning had a slogan, men and women are in the battle of liberation. I'm Leila Khaled. I'm a Palestinian who is still a refugee since 75 years. I'm a Central Committee of Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. I'm based now in Jordan. And that's it. First of all, we haven't been divided. It's since the revolution and the Intifada that happened in '87. But after Oslo Accords, signed by PLO leadership, who did it behind our shoulders, so we had to unite. And we called for always for national unity, because unity for a people under occupation is a kind of arms also. So, and we have the same many now. We are working on the ground all together, and even before that, when Gaza was attacked for 5 times during from 2008, and now Israel wants to say that they are attacking Hamas, but the children are not Hamas, women are not Hamas, they are attacking our people. And it's a genocide attack this time. Gaza now is all over the world. The area of Gaza is now going to all continents because people of the world who support the struggle of the Palestinians, even though if they kill and kill and kill, but there will still life in Gaza. And you are the eyes of Gaza now, you are the media. So we are not afraid of what Netanyahu is saying. They are afraid because always the Palestinians are bound to hope, to implement their dreams by struggling, by going to arms and other means of resistance. They didn't stop this way that the Palestinian chose. We don't have the choice of luxury anyhow, and we don't have this luxury. We have only one choice, is to fight and to liberate our land and to liberate ourselves also from this occupation that is doing what the Nazis did the same, but they added more because the arms are new now. They are making Holocaust, and it's a war crime now, what they are doing. That's why we called upon ourselves all over in Palestine to unite. And still, we didn't achieve unity as a political issue, but we achieved unity on the field when Israel attacks. The United Nations in 1948 recognized Israel as a state and didn't recognize us as a people who have the right for self-determination or the return to our homelands that we were kicked out by force from the Zionist groups, militias, in 1948. Since then, they drew many resolutions, but not implemented. Now, yesterday, the Council, Security Council of the United Nations did not accept the Russian bill for denouncing the attack from Israel and only 5 countries who said yes for it, and out of 15, so it didn't pass. We know now the world is divided according to the interests, because the interest of this United States is to defend their base, the arsenal in Palestine, which they call Israel. Now, I think that the world now is, there are waves of people taking streets, even in Washington and in Britain and everywhere in the world, because they are supporting the right for the Palestinians to have their own state and to live on that state with dignity and with justice. But you have seen now, we don't depend upon the United Nations. We depend first upon ourselves, and then we have a lot of people all over the world supporting us. This gives us the strength and to bear the sufferings. We are ready to pay for our homeland, to pay blood, to pay from our flesh, to pay our families to liberate this land, because without that, and freedom needs also the people to sacrifice. No, we know that they speak about terrorism, but they are the heroes of terrorism. The imperialists fought everywhere in the world, in Iraq, in Syria, in different countries, and now they are preparing to attack China. And all what they say about terrorism, it turns to be for them. People have the right to resist with all means, including armed struggle. This is in the Charter of the United Nations. So they are violating this. They are violating the right for the people for resistance, because it's their right to restore their freedom. And this is, as I say always, it's a fundamental law. Where there is repression, there is resistance for it. People will not live under occupation and under repression of all kinds in the world. And history learned us that people can, when they resist, they can keep their dignity and their land. No, we have a history of resistance, and we declared from the beginning that to restore a homeland and to be free, it needs generation after generation. What happened in Palestine, we were kicked out of our homeland, and others came from outside with arms, and they made massacres in Palestine. It's the Zionist movement that prepared for that. And the West supported the Zionist movement. Until now, they are supporting them. Why? It's because they want, this is the arsenal, that the base in the Arab countries and in the Middle East. They want to defend it. So they, what I say, to justify their attitude, they want to say that we are again facing the terrorists. What's happening? What is this? This is terrorism. And there are state terrorism also represented by Israel and represented by other governments who are against their peoples. Until now, we heard in this conference and other conferences how people are suffering from their governments because they are on the side of the United States. Or, I mean, the United States is always interfering in different countries. And imagine to call Latin America is the backyard of the United States. They insult the people, their land, their governments even, who are allies with them. They are pressured always to say this word, it means that they don't care about the people and their freedom to live in their country, to have their resources, whether from water or from other natural resources. And they always want to steal the oil from the countries that have oil. Look what happened in Venezuela. They don't want to make democracy. They are spreading fear. They are spreading hatred. Everywhere they go under a slogan, we want to democratize the people in this country and that country. As if the people don't have minds to get their what they need, not what they want. And unfortunately, up till now, when this conference was discussing the struggle against imperialism, because they feel the injustice for their people, for their countries, for the resources, and so on. This is not in Venezuela only, but in all Latin America, because Latin America is having resources for trade, for industry. They want to steal it. And then the people, they don't have any choice except to revolt. What happened in Chile at the time of Pinochet, it was genocide also. What happened in Argentina, what happened in Cuba. Cuba for 60 years under the siege, but still Cuba is standing in front of them. So, and they are building Cuba is building its country. They export doctors to the whole world. In the time of Corona, we have seen how many doctors went to Italy, in Europe, as if Europe needs more. And in Africa, they sent their doctors. It means that this country and its people, when they revolted, they reached to the point to declare socialism in their country and its expression for the outside. And we look upon Cuba as one of the lessons that we are learning from them. I began the fight when I was 15 years old. I joined a movement. It's an Arabic national movement, and I was not accepted as a member at that time. So they said, "You are young." I said, "Okay, I can help." So we were active. We go to demonstrations, and so I was living in Lebanon. And then after 1967, I was in Kuwait as a teacher, and I quit teaching. I joined the revolution through Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, because the leadership is a part of the Arab national movement, and initiated and founded PFLP for the revolution that broke out at that time. So I was there, and I had to have mission. The first mission was to hijack a plane, and this I never heard about hijacking, never. In our terminology, we have struggle, we have fights, we have to could be in prisons, but this terminology was very new to my mind. And okay, when I was trained, then PFLP from the beginning had a slogan: men and women are in the battle of liberation. So it was implemented in this way. And at the same time, to represent also not only the Palestinians, but all women who are under oppression, whoever the nationality, because in our thinking and ideas, that Palestinian cause is not only for Palestinians, but it's a part of the international liberation movement. And to show that, to implement the idea by itself, when I was in the cockpit, I had to introduce myself for them. I took the name of the first martyr woman after 1967, Shadia Abu Ghazali, and I told the captain because I had to inform who are we. Then I said we are from Che Guevara unit to show the link in between us and the liberation movement. That was a tactic that we used. And we intended to do it just to, the world will listen to us, because they didn't listen to us when we were in camps, when the camps fly out, when we were sleeping to the sea in Lebanon, for example. They didn't hear the sufferings of the women and men prisoners in jails and the tortures. So we thought that if we do this, the people will hear why. They will ask the question, why? Why are they? Who are they? And we wanted that to be done in a fantastic way, and without hurting anybody. And this we did it a clean operation. When I remember that, I say I'm happy and honored, privileged that I participated in a multi goals to achieve. We wanted to release our prisoners. We know very well, and we knew very well, that the passengers have nothing to do with the conflict. But we were very much instructed by our leaders, don't hurt anybody, neither the passengers nor, unless somebody attacks you. But we were not attacked. While the second time I was on El Al plane, the Israeli plane, we knew that there are armed men on the plane. So the minute we stood up, they were shooting. And they, in front of my eyes, they shot and today I forgot to name him, Patrick Orguello from Nicaragua, in front of my eyes. I thought that they will kill me, but they didn't kill me. So I'm here. And the pilot was, the Israelis charged him. Yes. So he had to land. He landed in London. And also the officer who was in the cockpit, he was coming with Aharon Yarev. He was the chief of the military intelligence, and we knew that somebody is there. Like the first one, the WA, Rabin was coming on that. He was ambassador, but in Rome he changed his plane. Anyhow, when I remember this, I say it many times to evaluate the whole issue. After 3 years, in every operation we evaluated how it affected, how was it successful with the goals that we intended to, especially for the release of prisoners. Only the Israelis accept to release 2 pilots, Syrian pilots, and after 1967 they were arrested in Palestine, and some prisoners. But because they didn't talk to us, of course they don't talk to us, they talked to the Red Cross, and the Red Cross told us that they will be released. So it's okay. And the next time we released more for other operation, not the same. And we stopped after 3 years. We stopped any kind of hijacking. I continued acting. At the beginning, all the lies on me. I was young, I can't face everything because I have to be educated and trained and deal with people first. So I said, I don't want to see the media. And the first media came to Jordan to meet me. I didn't, they came to the house where I was. And when they said, is this the house of Leila Khaled? I said, no. And they were coming just to meet me. And then they went to our headquarters in the camp in Jordan. I went there and they came, is Leila Khaled here? I said, no, she's not here. Maybe in the camp, the training camp. And then I went to that training camp. Every time they see me, I said, she didn't come. Just now she left. I don't know where to. So they went again to, and Marshal Hassan Kanafani, he was the chief of information. They went back to him in Lebanon. He said, we didn't find her. So he called, where is Leila? Yani people are coming to, for our headquarters everywhere in the media. So they back to Jordan and they met Dr. George Habas, the general secretary. And they said, we want to meet Leila. So he called me. That was in our office in the camp of Wahdat in Jordan. He said there is a TV from Italy. They want to meet you. I said, no, I don't want. He said, why? I told him, I'm afraid of the cameras. He said, what? You frightened the whole world. You are afraid of a camera. Because I was not educated enough to speak to the media. That will be the first time in my life. And afraid to be mistaken with some expressions. And he told me, you go represent your comrades in jail, the women and the Palestinian women. So I was crying. So I went out and I told them, I am Leila Khaled. They 3 times saw me and I said, no, she is not here. And all the time I was afraid to make mistakes, political mistakes at that time. So I told them the whole story, history, right? And they said, how do you feel? Sometimes the media, I'm not now speaking about you, but some people ask very private questions. And sometimes they say, you are a beautiful woman, and they say, what does that mean to you? I'm here for a cause, I'm not here for... One media man told me, how many hours you stand in front of the mirror? He said, what is this question? It's less than when you shave. And less than... What is... such questions irritates me, and I don't like to be answered. But at the same time, being a woman, the image of Arab women in general, that they are all with hijab, their role in life is just to get married, to have children, and she is controlled by her husband or father or whatever. Some women couldn't. That is the image. So we have to change the image also, but we have to change it through the through the national struggle, because we cannot get our rights while we are still defending our humanity, and that's why. So up till now, I'm happy as a woman and as a mother, as a grandmother now, to continue the struggle with all our means. But women, as according to our party, who are pregnant or mothers, they don't go for military work unless she is inside Palestine, because the Israelis come take them from the houses, and from their houses, the women and men. We are outside, we cannot do that. If I were there, I will do it. First, I am calling the media, you. You are also people who struggle. But everyone from his position and your cameras will transfer the facts, the facts about the struggle itself. So you are ambassadors for us because you are with us. So because the media is two different parts. One for the oppressors, and they are strong enough to send their message, and you can be also strong enough to have the message for the world. This is one thing for the international community. Today and yesterday and before yesterday and before that, we feel that we depend upon people's struggle. We don't depend upon governments, even if they declare that they are with us. We don't depend on them. We don't depend upon progressive forces in the communities you are living in, and also to spread the facts of the struggle and how it is related to the capitalists, not only as occupation, but it is related directly to the imperialists, because the Zionist movement is a part of the imperialists. So we have to unite. We have to, now there are means to have contacts, very quick information on social media now, and this makes the progressive and democratic forces should unite together, not as one organization, but as a wide front to face the enemies, because they are the enemies of human beings everywhere, against humanity. I call upon people in the world to kick out the Israeli embassies, ambassadors, and also to close their embassies in your countries, especially here. I'm in South Africa. You can do it, and because if they are still on your land, it means you are recognizing them as ambassadors, whose country, whose government is killing our people. This is not only for people, also for governments to say, if you are with Palestinian struggle, then okay, take action. I said it in the conference, to take actions and to implement what you say. So if a country says we are with the Palestinians, then don't recognize these people who are killing us.